Hi, and I'm here with.
Shelby Lozano.
And how old are you?
I'm 53 years old.
Where were you born?
I was born in the United States. I was born in Mitchell, South Dakota.
Gender, as we talked about in our women's studies class, is that it is a synonym for sex, and it is the biological maleness or femaleness, however, also used part by contemporary writers, and it refers to socially imposed masculine and feminine roles and characteristic traits. And sex is physiological, while gender is the latter usage in cultural standpoints. How has gender affected your life?
Actually, I don't think my gender has affected my life as much as other women maybe, but the way I was raised, I think gender really, it didn't matter. Growing up in South Dakota, my parents pretty much taught us as children to do boy things and girl things, and to just grow and mature and accept others as they are.
What do you mean by you would do boy things and girl things?
Well, growing up, our parents, my two sisters and I felt we were pretty well rounded. Growing up, we played obviously dolls with sisters and Barbies and house and things like that.
But
But
that'd
yet,
be considered something for a girl?
yeah, I think
Okay.
that would be a girl thing. Um, the boys in our neighborhood, no, they didn't play Barbies and such. But us as girls, we played things with the boys like um, matchbox cars and Tonka trucks, and we rode mini bikes and um, bikes, and we did that all together, boys and girls. And I think us girls were accepted, just like we were all the same. There wasn't like a very deciding line that you're a boy and you're a girl. Um, but growing up in my neighborhood, it was pretty fun because, like I said, our parents um, let us experience a lot of things in life. Like I said, whether it was playing dolls or that. But I remember growing up, my dad teaching me how to use a hammer and nail and saws, and how to change a tire and how to change the oil in the car. And we had our chores around the house, and you know the girl things like baking and cooking and sewing and things like that. Our mother taught us, and then our dad always had us. And my mom always did the same thing. She always helped, my dad do things. So we were all there working hand in hand together as a family.
Yeah, nice. So, what labels define you as a woman in our society?
Well, nowadays I'm living in California and teaching here in Porterville. I teach physical education. So um,
Has being in Porterville affected your life as a woman?
um, I think I still do all the same things I did when I was growing up. I don't feel like I'm, you know, treated one way or another because I'm a woman. In my job, obviously, I get paid the same as the men get paid, in the same job. I'm a PE department head. We have a male and we have a female department head for our physical education department. I coach sports. Um, I coach boys golf. Years ago you wouldn't find too many women coaching boys golf. I coach girls basketball. I would like to coach girls golf. There's a male coaching that now. In our school, we don't have as many females coaching as we do men. So I don't know if that's a gender equity issue in our school district or not, but I know they've had some gender equity issues at Fresno State as far as women in coaching and things like that. But But no, I don't really feel like it's that much different. I think as far as being a woman, the way some of the, I would say, Hispanic students treat me and respect me as a woman is different than it is in South Dakota where I grew up. That to me,
Why would it be
there's some girls that just don't respect another woman telling them what to do. They respect a man telling them more of what to do. I don't know if that's just gender or if that's culture. I'm not sure what that is, but sometimes I have a hard time dealing with that. But in the workplace, it's really good. It's I don't feel any gender issues as far as in my teaching profession or coaching profession.
What would you
I think the biggest thing is probably that I feel pretty strong as a woman. I don't, back down to men. But I think once again that goes back to my growing up. My family background, where my father was a guidance counselor, my mom was a librarian. Both parents worked, and the traits in that I think were developed as I grew up. So, just like I think with my children, my daughter and my son, that I want to raise them like I was raised to accept, the male and female roles, and that we have each roles that we play, but in our household, how your dad does housework, your dad does dishes, your dad does cleaning, your dad does, the yard, your dad does all of those things, just, we kind of share. It's not very divided as to who does what activities or chores around the home.
Yeah.
So I think that's just something that, as a family, growing up, it's accepted, so it's not just the woman cooks, just the woman, bakes, just the woman does the cleaning. It's more of a family type.
Because you were born in the 60s, from the 60s going up until now in 2015, do you see a change in roles as women would stay at home and do things there at home more than males who tend to go out and work?
I think there's more women working nowadays. I have a lot of friends that are stay-at-home moms as well, and so it's hard to say. There seems to be, as far as my family and friends, it's the women work. Like my mother, she didn't work until we actually got into school. So, she wanted to make sure that we were well taken care of in our younger years, and then once we were in school, then she was working. But I have friends here in Porterville that, all through some of your friends' school, they didn't work. They were just a one-income family. And so I think it depends on what that one income is.
Yeah. How would you define yourself as a woman? Or how do you define yourself?
Strong, but I'm emotional. I take everything to heart. I love people. I love talking to people. Like, people is big, and getting along with people in the workplace is another thing you have to be able to do in life, and I think I do that pretty well. And enjoy life. Try to get out and do your hobbies.
What are your hobbies?
Well, my hobbies have changed over the years. I used to be more crafty.
Which would be considered more as
more feminine, probably, yeah. But walking and, of course, golfing with your dad. I like to golf. And
not very many women are golfers.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of women out at the golf course. But I still like to go out
You like to
and
challenge.
I like to
that.
challenge the man.
Yeah.
Because with my athleticism, I feel like I can do that, and like I'm not a girly girl.
No.
And I'm more of a tomboy girl, but like I said, I enjoy games and I enjoy challenges and competition. So,
as a child, I know you played a lot of basketball.
Yes, I did.
And would you consider yourself as a girly girl, like the cheerleader, or more of a tomboy?
My oldest sister was a cheerleader and played sports. She was more the girly girl, and she still is. My younger sister and I were more the tomboys playing sports. But I grew up, in the neighborhood. We played everything together, all sports and activities, from ice skating to hockey in the streets to building snow forts and fishing and hunting and shooting BB guns and slingshots and building forts and just a lot of boy type things. We played foosball and pool and bowling and I did bowling and things like that with the girls too. So I don't know. I had the greatest childhood growing up, and I look back on that, and it was a lot of my time and effort was put into basketball. Once I figured out about 8th grade that I really wanted to be a basketball player someday, and that was going to get my college education was my basketball playing. So
right.
That really helped.